All right, let's see how long I last because I feel really hot actually. I immediately regret wearing this little thermal shirt thing that I got probably like 2 seasons ago from Abercrombie. All right, let's do a little live. And how about you let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about. I can read from some of my textbooks. Everybody seemed to really enjoy that last time about interference fields. Do we want to talk about interference fields again? Just fixing my hair. Or do we want to talk about something that came up on our last group call, which was why methylated B vitamins are actually like pretty dangerous for this one particular group of people, but also maybe everybody. So you should really be muscle testing them. Do you want to see me do some light wand stuff? I was going to do some light wand stuff anyway. So you guys let me know in the comments what you want me to talk about today, or do you want me to proxy test something? Drop it in the comments if you want me to proxy test something, anything. But I will do it live. So for now, I'm just going to show you the little check that I do that also comes with muscle test. What do you want me to muscle test, Mama Baker? Here's the little kind of cleaning my nervous system and light field up scan that I do before I muscle test these days. So that was the strobe setting on the light wand on my palms, just for front, back, front. Actually, let's keep going with the strobe. So I'm working on interference fields now with the strobe. Whoa, for the first time in a long time, I'm actually making some progress. I have to turn this off for a second. I'm actually making some progress with the interference field in this is the neural therapy point. It's like, how do I show this to you? But it's like kind of up and like up above the ear and over just a little bit. This is the amygdala and I think it's the hypothalamus. And I'm finally making some progress. It's also kind of the pituitary. I'm finally making some progress here. Wow. There's a lot of things that can affect or cause this interference field. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to see if I can find something in my textbook about it for you guys, because you'll probably appreciate that. Or we could do dental aspects of neural therapy, because I'm working on one of those. Working on a dental interference field sort of right now. Psychological aspects of neural therapy, that could be fun. Segmental therapy of organs. There's also a dental chart. Liver, stomach, lung, heart, facial sinuses, miscellaneous organs, autonomic ganglia. You want to do some dental stuff? Everybody loves dental stuff. Let me just check out this psychological aspects of neural therapy and see what kind of fun things we can find here. General considerations. As mentioned in previous chapters, the psychological dimensions of autonomic nervous system physiology are ever present. They operate in a number of ways. They may be involved in whole or in part in the creation of interference fields. What book are you using? This is a textbook I got from Amazon, Neural Therapy, Applied Neurophysiology and Other Topics. Okay. They may raise subclinical tissue memories to a threshold level. Anyone want to unpack that in the comments? They may raise subclinical tissue memories to a threshold level. So subclinical meaning like below clinical relevance, you know? So like if your thyroid's a little off, but your thyroid labs are normal, even within a functional range normal, that would be subclinical, you know, like thyroid issues. So if an interference field can raise a subclinical tissue memory to a threshold level, that basically means that you might have some sort of like subclinical, like chronic issue, like chronic like sinus infections, chronic like tonsillitis, like things that are not like in your forethought of like, oh, I have a sinus infection or I have strep throat, but the interference field, the imprint on the autonomic nervous system is actually causing a low grade issue there that can eventually lead to acute symptoms in other parts of the body because of how it's connected through the autonomic nervous system. Interference fields may modulate, the expression of symptoms and signs. That's kind of what I just said. They may limit the body's ability to heal, even when the best of physical therapies have been provided. Yeah, and by it may limit the body's ability to heal. It does limit the body's ability to heal. We see this all the time in private practice. Like across the board, if you're having trouble healing something, there's an interference field that has to be addressed. They may modulate mood and affect, especially depression and self-worth. Yeah, so we also see that a lot in pretty much all clients. That sounds like a really sweeping generalization, but we have a specific way that we test interference fields that are causing psychological issues, like feeling stuck, feeling like you don't know how to get started, feeling like you have some sort of like blind spot, but you don't know what it is. Like these are actually physical interference fields. So we treat them with either herbs, esoteric herbs specifically. No other herbs are going to work on this. Just these specific esoteric blends that are designed for this type of interference field, or mirror magic. Those are really the only two ways that I go about working with the more psychologically related interference fields. Psychological factors may be involved in causing illness mediated by the autonomic nervous system, but they may also be the result of illness, again, through autonomic nervous system connections. These reciprocal roles, and that's the important thing to remember about interference fields, is that we're talking about reciprocal actions within the autonomic nervous system. So afferent and efferent pathways, they both exist. Mostly the autonomic nervous system, I want to say it's like 80 to 90% afferent connections, meaning body to brain. But it's also, 10 to 20% efferent, which is brain to body. So the nervous system can be sending a faulty signal out to an organ, and you can have a symptom in that organ. Or the organ can be damaged by something like toxins, pathogens, or emotional trauma, and the organ is sending a faulty message to the brain. So the brain's not recognizing that there's an issue in the organ, and therefore it's not repairing it, no matter what you're putting into your system to fix it. It's not sending it to that specific organ, even though that's the exact place you need for it to go. That's like the catch-22 of an interference field, is that the one place you need for that supplement to go, it's not going to go because there's a disconnection there. Let's see. These reciprocal roles should not be surprising considering the structural interrelationship within the brain of emotional functions. Chinese medical theory is helpful in this regard. This is where I get the emotion list from. I don't know what keyword you can comment to get the emotion list. I'll have to look into that for you guys and maybe post it to my stories. No division exists between psychosomatic and physical causes of illness, which I agree. Thus, emotional physical interrelationships are assumed from the outset. This assumption has perhaps made Chinese physicians more observant of phenomena that are peripheral to Western ways of thinking. Yeah. So in Chinese medicine, they see certain emotions as being associated with specific organs, which is the emotion organ map. For example, the liver is associated with depression and anger, the lungs with sorrow, chronic grief, not belonging. The kidneys with fear, the spleen with skepticism. This is also a lot of empaths carry other people's emotions in their spleen. If the patient has liver disease, no matter what kind, a component of underlying anger and or depression is assumed. Also, the underlying depression and anxiety may have made the patient vulnerable to the disease. So that's kind of like the reciprocal function of just basically what this chapter is trying to say is that we know that there is no separation from emotional symptom and physical symptoms. Wherever there is weakness in the body, there's toxins, pathogens, and emotions, and they aggregate together. So you can't just think that you're going to take, a supplement to detox your liver, but not actually address the emotions that are affecting the liver. And in this case, in the case of interference fields, the toxins, like an acute exposure to a toxin or a chronic exposure to toxins would weaken the liver. And as that tissue is becoming weak and you're simultaneously being exposed to some sort of emotional trauma in your life that's making you angry or resentful, the tissue that's being damaged is being replaced with new tissue. But that new tissue is being structured by the emotion that you're experiencing. So this discordant emotion of anger and resentment is actually arranging or structuring the new tissue that's replacing the damaged tissue, so the scar tissue essentially, with tissue that is not going to function properly with the nervous system. It's going to cause static within the nervous system. So I don't know, let me know in the comments, is that clear? Do you understand what an interference field is? So having said that, let's finish the scan. Let's check out my dental related interference fields, which would be in the sphenopalatine ganglia. So these I'm still working on because I just got new implants up here. I took the titanium ones out and put ceramic or zirconia in. And after I had already healed that interference field from taking the titanium ones out, it caused a new one, and now I'm healing that one. This is the difference between implants, dental implants that fail, and dental implants that end up being fine. So now I'm gonna actually do the teeth themselves because I'm still actively in that healing period for the implants. So I'm going forward, back, forward, because the shining the light on it and my body going forward indicates that I do need to do the light there. And then the backwards is sort of the yin response. It means, okay, there's like, we've reached like a healing state. And then the forward sway is like the yang response. So it's like, okay, now we've reached the strongest upper therapeutic limit for this healing modality. So instead of counting like 10 seconds, which is probably what it is, we just wait for the body to tell us forward, backward, forward. If you want to get this light wand and do this, you can comment 70, either the number or the word 70. And I will send you my little like 5-part mini course on how to use this quantum light wand that is basically acupuncture in light form. It's polarized light. It's very strong and it has a quantum component in it. So it works to heal neural therapy, it works to heal interference fields the same way that neural therapy would, which is the gold standard for healing interference fields. So you can use this to work on your scar tissue, whether it's something on the outside of the body or deep inside of the body. This will penetrate all the way through, and you can do it at home. This takes, this full scan that I'm going to do takes about 2 minutes, give or take, and you'll do it maybe 3 times a day, but you'll only need to do it for about 6 weeks. And then your interference fields will either be fully resolved or you'll see that they're starting to resolve. And it may take, a few weeks after that before they fully resolve. Everyone is different. So continuing on with the strobe setting, which is the interference field setting, or at least I believe that. The inventor doesn't say that. I've just kind of through my own research about pulsed light and then, my own experience for myself and with my clients. That's what I've come to realize that the strobe setting does. So now let's do the heart. Yeah. All right. So my heart is mostly healed. The heart interference field is mostly healed, but from time to time, I still get the strobe setting. Let's try the kidneys. Nope, not that kidney, and not that kidney. Let's do the tonsils. Not that tonsil, not this tonsil. Let's do the vagus nerve. No, not that side, not that side. Let's do the thyroid. Nope. Let's do the right lung. Nope. Left lung, no. The liver, no. The gallbladder, no. The spleen, no. The pancreas, no. Stomach, no. Small intestine, no. Ascending colon, no. Descending colon, no. Let's do the pelvic floor. No, it's also the uterus. Now let's do the tailbone, because sometimes I think I'm getting to the point where this is healing, but I don't know if it's fully healed yet, so I still check it every time. No, don't need to do the tailbone. That one's related to oxytocin resistance, which if you're here following me, congratulations, you probably have it and you didn't know that is the underlying cause of all of your symptoms. Also the underlying cause of your relationship troubles and the reason why everything good in your life seems to fall apart around the 3 to 6 month mark. Just a little FYI. I'm about to run a 6-month program, like a group program. It's a done with you kind of service where we're going to address this like ultimate root cause through mirror magic, interference field related stuff like what I'm showing you here, as well as balancing the biochemical predisposition to this. You got to do all 3 things. So I teach all 3 things. I'm going to turn this off while I talk, but I teach all 3 things in like some capacity, like one or more of all 3 things in some capacity in everything that I put out. This is going to be one place where I address it all. And again, it's more like done with you. So I'm going to really walk you through it, really like hold your hand through it. It's more effort from you than one-on-one with me would be. But it's a lower cost to you. Whereas one-on-one with me, we would do these same things. It's very little work for you. I'm doing most of the work. It's almost done for you, essentially. I'm doing most of the work, but the investment is going to be more. So that's kind of the two different versions that I'm focusing on right now. So let's do the adrenals to see, yeah, because I have an interference field there that I'm working on. Okay, and then I'm going to do my ankle, which I don't need to test it because I already know, and it's a little bit harder to shine the light while I sway. So I'm just going to hold it here for about maybe 10 seconds. Okay, cool. The ankle is an old injury that I know I have. So it's an interference field. Most old injuries are going to be interference fields. If they healed funny or they took a long time to heal, it's probably an interference field. We could also do piercings. No, I've already released this one. Also, my thyroid used to be an interference field and I've released it. No. Okay, so no piercings. I'm trying to think of any other injuries. That's it. I've probably healed like minimum five interference fields already. And I have, I have several more to go. So now let's do like the other scan. So the other scan is like the full body scan, but on the high intensity light, which is much more like yang healing. So it's more of like an active form of healing. It's like the strongest form of healing. But it's not going to be appropriate for all of the parts of the body all of the time. Sometimes you might need a yin form of healing, and that's what the low intensity setting is for. So this one doesn't strobe. My brain loves this setting all the time. I never get a backward sway to doing this setting for my brain. Little quantum light energy sesh for the brain. People who do this say like they feel lighter afterwards. Like things just feel like reconnected in their body. So we'll do the teeth, or specifically the implants, the new implants. I hope I'm speaking loud enough for you guys. I'm like, it's Saturday, I'm tired, it's been a long week. So I'm like a little bit lower energy. Let's do the front. No. Let's try the tonsils. No. Let's try the thyroid. No. Well, let's try the lungs. Oh, how about that? The lungs need a little bit of help. I've been just off and on like upper respiratory thing for a while. Sound is good. Thank you. Thank you for letting me know. And again, if you want to get this wand or learn how to use it, oh, the kidneys. I did go to a Friendsgiving last night, and I did partake in a little chocolate wine cocktail thing that I got from Trader Joe's. So this is not surprising, and also probably why I sound tired. Okay. Okay, not the liver, not the gallbladder, not the spleen, not the pancreas. Yeah. So again, you can comment 70, the number or the word, and I will send you the link for the wand and the little 5-lesson mini course on like how to actually use it. What else? Also, if you comment pivotal, you'll get the free interference field guide. It's actually like really helpful. I said this on a live a while back and I didn't have the automation set up. So if you commented and you didn't receive it, try again because you should receive it now. Pivotal, Pivotal. This is a free resource. It explains interference fields. These textbooks are linked in there that you can buy off of Amazon. And then there's 2 texts that are free that you can read online that are like massive texts. And they're linked within there as well. Okay, so doing this over here. And then let's try the vagal ganglia. So I'm doing all of this because I'm going to muscle test. And I want to make sure that my nervous system and my light field are both like cleaned up as much as possible because I'm going to proxy test for someone else, and it's going to be a mixture of yes or no questions and also like, you know, different hand gestures and, you know, different hand placements on the body. And in order for me to get good, accurate answers, I have to clean up the nervous system in the field ahead of time, which a lot of muscle testers don't know. And that's part of what makes this advanced muscle testing. And I've heard a lot of people say like, well, there's all these like male doctors out there saying that self muscle testing isn't accurate and proxy muscle testing isn't accurate. I'm like, yeah, because they don't know these things. Like, it's not that it's not accurate, it's that they don't know enough about muscle testing. It's true, okay? Like, I'm not just being like that girl. Like, it's true. So I just cleaned up the field so I can do some muscle testing. I'm gonna do it off screen because I don't have permission to do it live with you guys. But if you have a quick question that you want me to muscle test for you by proxy, drop it in the comments and I'll give you a couple of seconds and I'll test it, okay? While I put my stuff up. Just drop it in the comments. And if not, if there are no questions, I'll just log off for now. So that's 70, the number or the word, if you want to get that wand. It's the best Christmas present to yourself that you could ever possibly buy. Honestly, like every single person who has gotten this wand through me is like, this is the best money I've ever spent. That's to get the wand, and the word pivotal, Pivotal, is to get the free little ebook guide that I wrote on interference fields. It doesn't actually talk about the wand in there because I wrote it like a year ago before I started using the wand in this way. I bought this wand like years and years and years ago and forgot about it. And then like through some research and development that I was doing about interference fields, I stumbled across the healing quality of a 40 hertz pulse frequency for light and sound. But it only worked in the research, and in my research too, muscle testing different things. It only worked for certain like frequencies of light and sound. And then I remembered that I had this wand in the closet. And I was like, wait a second, I think it pulses at 40 hertz. Let me see if this wand happens to like work for interference fields. And it did. So it's not that I don't talk about that in the guide. But maybe I should take some time to update it so that I do. But I talk about other things and other solutions. I also give like 4 other ways that you can heal interference fields. Question, which wand is best for me? Well, let's test it. That's the wand 2. But there's 3 different wands. One of them, I think all of the other ones except for the wand 2 get like kind of hot to the touch. So I love the wand 2, but let me see. Okay, so can I test for Hillary? Yes. All right, so the wand 2 is not the priority. I don't know their names, but I know there's 3, I think. So the second wand, no, is not the priority. So the third, the nicest wand, is the priority. I don't have an affiliate link yet. I'm working to get one. So it doesn't pay me anything. I get nothing for telling you that the more expensive wand is best for you. And I also don't know how to use the more expensive wand. The Pro, okay. Yeah, it was the Pro is the right one for you. So that is a legitimate muscle testing because I stand to gain nothing. I think it does have the same settings as the wand 2. It just has additional settings as well. So you'll still be able to use it in the way that I teach using the wand 2. It'll just also do some other things. All right. It's what I kept getting as well. Thank you. Well, there you go. There you go. Muscle testing on point. What else? I don't know. If you have any other questions, you can always send me a DM or shoot me an email. Okay, so Carrie asked which one is for me, lung issues. Okay, so I'll specifically test to your lung issues. Okay, so can I test for Carrie? Yes. All right, so I'm gonna do this in a 2-step thing. So first I'm gonna get the sway for the lung issues, and then we're gonna correlate to see which wand reverses that sway. So first let me test the lung to see if that's actually what we need to focus on. Because even though the lung might be the symptom, it might be like a different organ that we need to, or a different thing that we need to be working with. Yes. Okay. So the lungs are an issue. So holding this still, I'm going to add a second data point with the priority. So the wand 2, no. The wand 3, the wand Pro. No, okay, so it's the wand 3 for you. And again, I don't have this one. So from what I understand, it has the exact same settings as the wand 2. It just has some extra settings as well. So I think it has an extra strobe setting and maybe one other additional setting. So the course will show you how to use the wand 3, even though I'm demonstrating on the wand 2. It'll just be like just the high intensity, the low intensity, and the strobe setting that's the 40 hertz, the like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, like steadily. I think the other strobe setting it comes with switches it up. So it'll be like 40 hertz pulse frequency, then 10 hertz pulse frequency, then 40 hertz, then 10, and it just switches back and forth like that. But if you get it in the mail and you're like, I can't really like extrapolate what you're saying in your course to like the settings on this wand, just submit something in the Q&A box, or come to one of the Q&A calls, or reach out to me by DM, and we'll figure it out. It won't be that hard to figure out. Okay, so I'm gonna log off, do some proxy testing for a client. And yeah, I was gonna give you guys a keyword for something else, but I realized I also don't have that keyword. I need to just put all of the keywords for everything on my whiteboard and then wheel the whiteboard in here when I do a live, so that I can like look at the whiteboard and tell you guys what to comment. All right, if I don't see you before Thanksgiving, and you're in the US, happy Thanksgiving.